everyone, and welcome back. It's Miss Rebecca. Today we're going to create a jar of lightning bugs. Look at these lightning bugs. They're shining and they're inside this cool jar. So today, start with a rectangle using a pencil. So we're going to lightly sketch with this pencil a horizontal line, and we're going to match another horizontal line right underneath it, and then attach these two longer vertical lines on each side to create a big rectangle on your paper. Now, you're going to create a smile or a long curve starting at the top of your rectangle. And on the top, it's going to stick out like that on each side. And then we're going to match that smile line on the bottom of the rectangle, but this time it's going to be connected to the two corners there. Now at the top, this is the jar lid. So you're going to create two little short vertical lines and then match that same smile line or that curve on the top so that it matches from bottom to top. Now we're going to create the jar. The glass part, it sticks out at the top a little bit and comes around and then curves back at the bottom. So it's gonna stick out here with a little slanted diagonal line and then come straight down with a vertical line and then come back in and curve that back in there. So it looks like a jar. Now at the top, you're also gonna make a long curve, and that looks like the top of the jar lid. This long curve looks just like the top of your jar. Okay, now we have a little erasing to do. So you can erase this line that's going through the jar lid right here. You don't need that anymore. And you can erase those vertical lines of the rectangle that you drew in the beginning. You don't need those lines anymore. So let's just clean this jar up so that way we just have the shape of our jar. Now, we're going to make circles. So you could do this with a stencil, or you could just do your circles freehand. I'm going to do my circles freehand because they don't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to make my first circle on the top corner here. And then I'm going to make my second circle right here in the middle, but on the other side. And then I'm going to make my final circle on the bottom in this corner here. So I'm only going to have 3 lightning bugs in this jar. So now you have your spaces where the lightning bugs will go. Now, when you draw your lightning bugs, they're all going to look the same, but they can be flying in different directions. So I like to start with a little circle for the head, and then I add wings. So the wings just come out straight like that, straight out from the head, and then you're making a little V, or like the letter V. And that makes 2 wings, just like that. Very, very simple. You have the head and the 2 wings, and then this little U shape, that's the body. And then you put on these little 2 antennas here, which is 2 little lines, and it looks like a little bug. We're going to do the exact same thing in this circle. Start with a circle for the head, and then make 2 wings coming out off of the head. And this is just a little V shape right here, and another V shape here. And then we'll do the body, which is a U shape coming right off there. And don't forget your antennas. So the next and last one, I'll make this little bug facing downwards. So you start with your circle, and then you do your wings, you do your V shapes, and you do the body. And of course, don't forget your antennas. All right. Now, we're going to lay this flat, and what I like to do is put masking tape around the edges so that way this doesn't move around too much. And If you don't have masking tape, you could skip this part. There we have it all the way around. Now, if you have a white crayon, we're going to make white little spots or polka dots all around the lightning bugs. Now you can't really see the spots because I'm using white, but you can just dot, 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 dot all around those bugs. And you can do the same thing with glue. So if you don't have a crayon, a white crayon or a white oil pastel, go ahead and use white glue. It's just gonna make it look so nice. Put your little dots, 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 dots. And now we're going to use yellow. So get your watercolors, use a lot of water inside your yellow, and you're painting over your lightning bug, the whole circle that is around it. So I'm just filling in the entire circle and covering up my lightning bug all together. So just go ahead and paint right over it. Don't worry, the lightning bug is still there. You could still see the pencil line. So there we go. It's going to look like the lightning bug is shining in the jar. So you're just going and making sure you have a nice yellow color and you filled in all around the circle shapes. Okay, now we can do the lid. The lid can be any color you like. The lid, I'm going to do the top of the lid purple, and if you want to copy me, you can. But really, the lid of your jar can be any color you like. So I'm doing the top purple, and then I think I'll do the front of the lid with green. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that now, filling in this shape. And this is the jar lid, purple and green. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now, if you want to outline around the jar lid, you can. I'm giving mine a little purple outline like that, just to give it a little more definition. And then I'm going to add these little curved lines with purple inside the jar lid here. There, I think it's good. Now we're going to change right back into the lightning bugs. Inside the body of each lightning bug, we're going to create this orange body color. Now at this point, your yellow might be a little bit wet still. So if it's really wet, you should wait a little bit until it dries, because see how I'm putting this black for the head here, this inside the circle. If it's too wet, then the black's gonna bleed, or it's going to blend in with the yellow a little bit too much. So make sure the yellow is dry enough. So I'm just adding little outlines to the antennas and to the head. The head is black, the antennas are black, and then the body is orange. The wings, you're just outlining the wings with black. Now you can do all of this with a marker. So if you don't have paints, use markers. Markers work. All right, so now it's a little bit dry, enough that I can do on top of my glue dots and on top of my oil pastel white dots. Now around each yellow circle, you're doing blue. So make your watery blue, and then make sure you go a little bit over the yellow so it looks like it's blending. So I'm making that watery blue go all the way around the yellow, and I'm going to make sure that I go a little bit on top of the yellow circle so it looks like this ladybug is shining. Notice that the white spots are showing through. That's what we want. We want it to look like that. So I go around each yellow circle and I blend it in with the yellow with my blue. Now the next color is purple. So go around and find anywhere there's blue and put purple around the blue. and go ahead and let it blend together with the blue. That's okay. And if you're right at the edge of the jar, be careful to stay inside the line of the jar. You don't want to go outside of the jar. But if you do, you can always cut your jar out when it's dry. The last color is black. So black goes next to the purple. And black can outline the whole thing. So you're really not using too much black, but you're going and outlining the whole jar with the black and filling in next to any purple that you see. You could put black next to the purple. And I'm outlining the lid again. And wow, I'm going to go into the ladybugs, not the ladybug, the lightning bugs heads again. I'm going to go ahead and go into the antennas one more time with the black. And then finally, I'm going to put a little more orange inside the bodies, just to make them look like they're shining. Oh, look at that. Lightning bugs in a jar. Post your artwork on the Google Classroom. Thanks, guys.